right. Hey, good morning, everybody. Doing amazing. Good to see everybody here. Welcome. All right, let's lower that music. All right, there we go. Ta-da! There we go. Hey, everybody. Good morning. It is episode 1657. 1657. I think I'm finally getting the hang of it. I'm Sean Murphy. I will be your conversationalist for the next little bit. Hey, listen, my question is are you happy with your choices? Are you happy with your current state? If you're not, then listen, Jim Rohn said this. You're not a tree. You can move. You can make a change. You can make a difference. You can decide something different. So in my 40 years of working on the human potential and helping people have more of what they want and less of what they don't, I've kind of coined a phrase called CidoPsychoGenesis. Cido, like it comes from side, pesticide, germicide, things that kill things. Pseudopsycho, the mind, the old thoughts, the old way we do things, and Genesis, to have a new birth. My question is are you ready? Are you looking for a way? Do you truly want to have a way to put an end to the old thoughts, to the limiting beliefs, right? Nobody has really been frustrated with unlimited beliefs. Nobody has really been delayed in their success by having too positive a mindset. We have this very negative mindset that's called self-talk. It's called addiction to approval. It's called neuroencoding. It's called all of these things that cause us to focus on, right? Activate the reticular activating system, the RAS. Good morning, Debbie. To activate, tell them the RAS. To activate the reticular activating system that says we are not ready for the future. We are not ready to have more of what we want because we have to see the old. Tell them, Debbie. We have to see the old. We have to justify our past in the future so that we can live in the present. And it's exhausting. It is exhausting, isn't it, Dublin? So what do? Well, there's certain ways you can change the chemistry in your brain, right? You should be called a neuropharmacist, a dream pharmacist. You're the person who creates the reality that you exist. Do you see that the universe is producing your result right now? The way you see the universe, it's producing your result right now. The way the universe is using you is to produce the result that's being seen right now. The people that you act with in life, the people that are part of your old story, are only the way you see them. Think about that for a second. Let this sink in. This is some heady stuff on a Wednesday morning. Wacky Wednesday. Welcome to Wacky Wednesday on the Daily Awakening Show. The way everybody in your life exists only the way you see them. They don't exist the way they see them. Otherwise, you wouldn't have an argument. Does that make sense? Drop a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. The only way everybody exists in your world is the way you see them. So what happens now? What happens now if all of a sudden we want to have more in life? And if we're the average of the 5 friends we hang around, doesn't it make sense? Doesn't it make your head itch when you start to realize that they have to change? But it's not they that have to change. It's the way you choose to see them that changes. Dr. Wayne Dyer says, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. What happens when all of a sudden, listen, we're all multiple personalities. We just don't seem to give over complete control. I can tell you when Mason was a child, when he was a little bitty, there would be times when I would absolutely think that he was not Mason. And I definitely wasn't Sean. I definitely wasn't Dad. I wasn't the guy that showed up in his life to be the one to guide him. I wasn't that person. I changed. The part of me changed. A part of the way my mom raised me showed up. A part of the way my dad raised me showed up. This is why the old story becomes the new story when we use it today. How many of you have heard, I gotta do something about my old story. I've got to put away my old story. Here's the reason why it's so hard to put away your old story is because it becomes new the second you use it. This is why I coined the word CidoPsychoGenesis. There's a part of us that has to be put aside. Don't get rid of it. Don't bury it. Too many people bury their story and it winds up coming back to haunt them. It's just the death of it having control over you. It's no longer being the warden of the prison you're in called your comfort zone. Right? How many of you have called things, well, I got to get out of my comfort zone? No, ladies and gentlemen, it is a pain zone you've become comfortable with that you know you have to get out of. Why would you ever need to leave a comfort zone? Do you see the oxymoron? Do you see why it's so hard for people to leave their comfort zone? Because if they're leaving their comfort zone, they're going to go into a pain zone on growth, pain for growth. And every time we want to go grow, we wind up in pain. Well, you're going to wind up in pain, right? If you've ever done any workout, right? What do they say? No pain, no gain. But it's not pain. It's only pain if you repeat it. It's only pain if you repeat it. It's only pain if you repeat it. Mistakes are mistakes if you repeat them. Otherwise, they're tuition towards your success. Most people are paying the same tuition over and over and over. And if I keep paying tuition for a 4-year school and I keep staying in the first semester and I keep staying in the first semester and I keep paying for my tuition year after year after year, and I never advance past the first semester of university, I'm going to leave because it's not working for me. CidoPsychoGenesis, the death of the old for the new birth. The challenges for many is that they don't have their new birth clear. They don't have their vision. It's called a DMP, a definite major purpose. What if you could outline what it would take from a business standpoint to understand how to build a definite major purpose with a foundational success, a business acumen, a business success of what it takes on your weekly goals for your definite major purpose, on your quarterly goals for your definite major purpose, how you would be so succinct, and what James Clear talks about in Atomic Habits, actually setting a specific time and location for your actions to take place, right? Most people aren't going to have a baby out in the middle of a field. Now, they did years ago. Years ago, that was the normal. And then we brought everything into the hospital for sterile and for cleanliness and because of challenges and everything else. What happens? So where are you going to build your success? At what time and what place? See, most of you might not be able to answer that. See, I know that every morning at 6 a.m. I go live and I start to do a meditation, whether it's a training, listening to other world thought leaders, doing a meditation of my own, having some dialogue. And then I come on here and I spend about 15, 20 minutes. This is every day, 6 days a week. I took off Sunday because we now have a ranch and I need to do stuff on the ranch in the morning. So every day, I know exactly I'm going to be in front of this eye, this light called the camera, whether it's on my phone or on my screen or whether I travel the world. Every day, 6 a.m. Central Standard Time, I'm going live. That's where my success begins. I do my meditation at 4 a.m. I start my meditation at 4 a.m. in my room, or if it's a cool morning, I'll walk out onto the ranch and go out into the fields, and I'll sit there and I'll do this. But these are the times. This is where I plan to have success. What time are you going to have success? All too often, our time is set by others. Now, I get it if you're a mom and you got an itty bitty and they just change things up on you. I get it. If you're kind of have some flexibility and control over your life, then you've got to decide what time you're going to have success. What time are you going to have success? Where is the place you're going to start doing success? This is why they talk about it. In wellness, don't they talk about doing things consistently, eat consistently, your body operates better, take your medicine consistently, your body operates better, take your success consistently, your body will operate better. The reason that you struggle, that you say, I have to get out of my comfort zone, is that you have no evidence that what you're stepping into works. You have intermittent success that doesn't allow you enough strength and energy to be able to continue to push forward into the unknown so you can have the desired. You're staying in the known, having the unwanted. Listen, this is, it's not meant to hurt. It's meant to wake up. You're sitting in the known, having the unwanted. Where does that make sense? In what realm of life does sitting in a known environment, having an unwanted success, where does that work? How can you make that up in volume? How could using that formula for the next decade give you what you want? It won't. It won't. It just won't. You know it. I know it. CidoPsychoGenesis, the death of the old belief, so I can have more of what I want. It's called your DMP, your definite major purpose. I've done a program right now. We're day 6 into it. Actually, I just released day 7 of it. And the results have been beyond unbelievable. I work with my private clients on this and I walk them through a process. This is the first time I've done it for group setting. And the response has been absolutely phenomenal. Not unbelievable, phenomenal, totally believable, because people are taking action on a daily basis. In 7 days, they've rewired their brain. They've rewired their understanding of what it takes for them to do their work, called what Napoleon Hill called the definite major purpose. This is nothing that I've done. I've just pulled from the greats, Wallace D. Wattles, the Stoics, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, Bob Proctor, Jim Rohn. And I've put this into a formula and pulled all of their absolute bests of their bests to help you rewire your brain so you can have this death of the old belief that you're not enough, so that you can have the genesis of moving forward. There's an old Irish saying that says this: may the best of your yesterdays be the worst of your tomorrows. And when you get your definite major purpose in place, that's exactly what happens. Price Pritchett, in his book U Squared, drop a U and the number 2, a U and the number 2. If you've ever read Price Pritchett's book U Squared, it's a 38-page book, it's almost 16 pages of just absolute brilliance. Price is an amazing soul. I spent 2 hours with him probably a decade ago, maybe not quite a decade ago, probably a decade ago. Unbelievable to sit in his energy realm. But U Squared is one of those books. U Squared is one of those books that Bob Proctor gave it to me. Bob Proctor gave it to me when he was my personal mentor, my Brides and Mind personal mentor 22 years ago. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Little green book, later on in it, U Squared. My question for you is this: is there not a part of you that has to be let go, that has to be put in a ship and set off into the sea and lit on fire? The memories will always be there, but something has to give. And all too often in today's time and fast-paced world, you know what gives? You want to guess what gives in today's fast-paced world when you're wanting what you want and you're sitting in this known and having the unwanted? You know what gives? First thing that gives is relationships. Second thing that gives is your health. Third thing that gives is the relationship you have with your kids, your family. First thing is relationships. It winds up this toxicity that winds up running through your spirit. Listen, you were in love with them, or you were at least in lust with them, or at the very least you liked them, and now they're evil. It's because you're sitting in a known, getting an unwanted result. And we don't want to allow the old story to die. And we say, I guess that's just my life. I guess that's what I'm just supposed to have happen to me. If you're ready to change that, if you're saying, you know what, I got to take control of me. This isn't about one more book that you buy and you go do it yourself. This isn't about one more course you take and you do it yourself. The do it yourself isn't working, is it? It's not working. It's just not working. The DIY, the do it yourself method is not working. We are the most connected, the most affluent, the easiest, the best time of life, and more people are struggling. because we're forcing people to DIY, to figure out algorithms when we need to figure out heartbeats, to figure out scripts when we need to figure out gratitude, to figure out time of posting when we can figure out time of participating with other human beings. Your definite major purpose is the thing that's going to, listen, go read Napoleon Hill, go read Science of Getting Rich, go read Lynn Grabhorn's Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, go read Rhonda Britton's book, Fearless Living, go read all of that. You can read all of that, or you can have a conversation with somebody who's got 40 years experience, certified brain trainer, certified neuroencoding specialist, certified mental toughness coach, certified self-talk coach, certified hypnotherapist. You can go do all of those, go get all those certifications. You'll be fine, you'll understand it. You'll create your own idea and thought concept called CidoPsychoGenesis. Until then, let me help. Go to SeanGMurphy.com/DMP, SeanGMurphy.com/DMP. And if you've been on this call with me, reach out to me. I'll get you a pretty awesome coupon. I know the guy that made the thing. I love you tons. I appreciate you. On this day, make a decision. Do you want more of what you want, which means you're going to have to step into the unknown, or are you going to stay in your known and have your unwanted experiences? It's your call. It's your dime. Reach out. I love to talk with you. I'll do anything I can to serve you and be of service. Have an amazing, fun-filled day. I'm your brain training, brain scrambling, neuroencoding misfit. I'll see you where? I'll see you at the next event. Bye for now. And love you, YouTube. Appreciate you so very, very much. I will see you where?